Today I'm thinking back to my grandfather, born in 1921 in Sally, South Carolina, in the Deep South. By the time he was in the third grade, he was forced out of school, his education was over, and he was forced to start picking cotton. But my grandfather lived long enough to watch his grandson pick out a seat in Congress. That's the evolution of the country we live in. My family went from cotton to Congress in his lifetime.
Hello YouTube, this is just me, and I wanted to come today for a very brief video. As you may or may not know, Senator Tim Scott of South Carolina has announced that he's running for president of the United States, and it really throws a curveball into the whole FBA, ADOS talking points, because this is uncharted territory. You know, for the longest, they've gone on about black immigrants, the Congressional Black Caucus as well, how many of the members of Congress and the caucus are not so-called foundational black Americans, are not so-called American descendants of slavery, and that we need our own. And even more so, that we need to get away from the Democratic Party and stop leaning so hardly on them and see what kind of options we have with the Republican Party. Tim Scott is a Republican, and he's based in a very high populated state of South Carolina, black population that is. But if you listen to that speech, just that little segment right there, and naturally, of course, being a Republican, it doesn't sound like he's going to be too invested in reparations. If anything, that clip sounds like him saying, my family made it, so you can too. And even more so, to the white people, they can do it. They don't need reparations, look at me. And typically, the response has been, like I said, well, he's a teller, he's an immigrant, he's a Democrat. But Tim Scott is a so-called foundational black American. He's a so-called American descendant of slavery. He's not a Democrat. He doesn't even have a hairline. Like, there's no, I mean, I guess at best they could call him a coon. They're gonna call him a coon, but he's not a Democrat. So, I don't know. I'm interested to see how this plays out, especially his whole candidacy and just how FBA and ADOS flip this, because he's like a wild card. He's a wild card in this entire situation that I don't think they really planned for. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. With all of that said, this is just me, and peace.